Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. What we're driving here is the 2021 version. It's 2022 right now. And this is, of course, the CBU model, the S400d, that is fully imported in the Indian market. It costs 2.17 crores. And as always, there has been a massive change in the way the S-Class looks inside and outside. And since the outside is of relevance, the most important part of course is always the interior. So I'm going to sum up the design rather quickly, and we're going to jump into the interior as soon as possible to get behind the technology and the convenience that is on offer with the S-Class. As you can see, the grille is very good. It reminds me of the previous generations of S-Class, but it's done really well. It's a very stately looking grille. You of course have this only S-Class that this gets this badge anymore. Everybody else just gets only this. It's the 400d, so the bumper is sportier because this is the AMG line, and as you can see, these are adaptive lights which work really well. This is one of the best lights we've come across, and as you can see, it says digital light. This is the AMG line, so the 20-inch wheels look great, and this looks like a proper import car because the black color with the chrome wheels just looks fantastic and looks very international spec, which it is. Because in India we're used to getting normal alloy wheels, white color cars, and we don't get to see something like this. So this has been grabbing a lot of attention than I expected, because of course it's got 20-inch wheels. It sits a bit lower than you expect it to be. It almost looks like sports car which is quite long to a average Joe, is what I'm trying to say. We as enthusiasts know what this is all about. At the back, as you can see, the new generation of tail lamps can be seen on the S-Class. They're all LEDs. They light up quite well in the day, and in the night there's a lot of illumination is on offer, that's for sure. And these are the grab handles. These are of course also request based, so if I have the key, if I walk towards it, the grab handle will come out, but the car will stay locked. The moment I put my hand here, it will unlock, so like this. And it also has soft closed doors, what you expect this car to have. And now let's jump into the interior of the S-Class. So that is the first look of the interior. Once you open the door and stand here and look at the cabin, and it looks really good in this tan colored seats along with the tan colored dashboard on the lower half. And of course, as you get inside, you will notice this massive screen here. It's extremely big and very Tesla like. That's the steering wheel. Looks great. A lot of spokes, a lot of empty spaces running all around. You've got your ADAS features here on this one. So this is the adaptive cruise control. That is the assist for forward collision. That's the limiter for the speed. These are your volume controls, phone controls, and these are the controls for your screen right there. Let's go through this first, and as you can see, let me just hold it this way and show you. If I go into assistance, I can see what's happening here is I can see every single car, bike around me, behind me, in front of me, and on side of me, which I'll show you and demonstrate you while driving. And once I press home again here, I can see I can go into. It's a little fidgety to get into getting used to it, but as you can see, this is the service screen, and it shows when is it supposed to get serviced, when is the AdBlue supposed to be added. That's the fuel range, of course, and tire pressure, the tire pressure and the tire temperature is also shown here. And as you can see, when the forward collision warning and is off, it shows off like this. That's the auto start stop off, and that's the engine oil level on this car, and that's the engine temperature there, along with the gearbox settings over there. Let's jump into this massive screen here, and as you can see, it's very big. And let me tell you, this is one of the most simplest and yet very comprehensive infotainment systems we've come across in a very long time. So let's jump into settings, and as you can see, there are assistance, vehicle, light system, and info. So let's go into assist, and as you can see, when I go into driving, it shows that if I need active steering assist for me to stay in the lane, which I've switched off. To avoid contact, there are 3: active lane keeping assist, active blind spot, and active brace assist. That's the attention assist. We've seen that long time ago in the last second to last S-Class generation that it came. It continues to be seen here. That's the camera, parking. As you can see, these are the settings. So most of the features, if I was like to sum it up in one word, is the amount of convenience that you're getting with this car is extremely high. So dynamics, as you can see, individual is here for all four. Of course, you can set everything in sport and manual and eco and comfort. Winter tires, easy entry and exit. Vehicle level is on raise right now, so that's the reason why you might hear a little bit buzz, because that's the suspension going up and down. Once I switch it off, it will go down, so it's best to keep it up because we are on a slightly rough surface. The lock settings, the occupant protection for the rear airbags can be switched on and off like this. Roller sun blinds can be operated with a touch of a button, and for the rear screen it's seen here. And other functions include automatic filling station search. Let's go into lights. The most important and the most talked about parts is the dynamic dip beam. Spotlight is on offer. So as you can see, it shows when a person is going, so it's going to flash lights. Interior lights, locator lighting, exterior delay lighting, and of course the most talked about part, the ambient lighting. I will show you a demonstration of how it looks in the night. And that's the brightness, effects. And this is the other part. This is the energizing comfort, where if I select any of these options here, it will put it into it will play a certain music, it will massage in a different way, and the AC controls also, AC aspect also changes. So that makes sure that if you're sitting in the car and just lying around waiting for somebody, you can use this mode and it will energize you and comfort you even more. So I think that's the best part. But this is also the seat aspect, where as you can see, I can stretch the shoulders, the lumbar support, the side bolsters from here itself. So this is now at full tight, the side bolster, so if I'm on a track I can fully tighten it up, and this is at full loose, so I can feel more comfortable. Or if my size is bigger than usual, so I will need the entire thing. And as you can see, position seat automatically is also here, so if you can just set your height and it will adjust accordingly. So yeah, let's do that. Start positioning. Yeah, you have to press it twice and then things start to happen. The only thing it's done is slightly raise the seat base below. That's it, because most of the seat that I had set is pretty much right then according to my height. And massage, lot of options. As you can see, we'll just have a classic massage right here. I can select it for the passenger as well. There is an option for intensive or not, so which is great. Let's go into the climate control because we are done. I can control everything from here for everybody. So as you can see, there's a second row of seats. I can control that as well. So it's pretty impressive how things are easily controllable on this car for everybody. And although the massage seats at the back can be only controlled by the screen, which I'll get into a bit, because that's also a longer section of explaining. That's the key. It was very good looking key. Fast charging points, there's got a wireless charger over there. You can keep a phone or something else here as well. And as you can see, it's not a very deep center storage, but it can keep a lot of stuff. That's the scent of air perfume, and the glove box cooled, illuminated and perfumed. You don't get to say that very often. Those vents, and I've loved the way how Mercedes has gotten the vent system done, is that the buttons now take care of the airflow very simply, and these are just for direction. As you can see, if I were to show you properly, yes, as you can see, these two is for here and that two is for there primarily. And I think the vents and the flow button also is taken care of, and we love to see this in future Mercedes and other cars as well. Let me press this button here, this one, and as you can see, the blinds are opening. And for the front one, there's a entirely different way of doing things. So that opens up your sunroof. Of course, it can be opened if I just need to slide it again like this. Let's just keep it closed for now. And yeah. So I have explained you the steering wheel, the instrument cluster, the main screen here, I hope I have not missed anything because there are tons of options on offer here, and I showed you pretty much I could. The navigation, just have a look at the navigation on how it looks like. It's a 3D unit, looks really great. And phone settings, media. Of course, needless to say, the 30 speaker sound system is a 4D unit from Burmeister, and it is an absolutely epic sound system, needless to say. And these are the buttons here for the reversing camera. This is how you control the ADAS system for features from here, which I think is a great addition. These are a shortcut for the dynamic as well, and this is the fingerprint to lock and unlock the screen just like your phone, and that's the sound here. So pretty great. Decent sized door pads. That's the button for the boot. Memory seats, heated, cooled, and of course I can control the passenger side seat from here and adjust it as well. New buttons everywhere, making the Mercedes S-Class look feel brand new, and this will of course be transferred to other Mercedes vehicles coming in the future. And now we have to cover the next part of the interior, which is the. So finally we are in the most important seat, which is the S-Class's rear seat, and as you can see, you've got AC controls entirely all to you, and entirely its own climate control system here. And what you've also got here is this 2 fast charging points, and since this is the right side, the most boss area, you get a cigarette ash holder as well, which is not present on that side because this is of course the boss seat. And as you can see, there are buttons here, but they don't exactly control the things. As you can see, one press of this button and the rear shades have opened up, and I can control it from here itself. Yeah, yep, that's how it goes up. I've also pressed the button for this, so now it's nice and cool away from the sun. And one press of this button and they're out, and as you can see, this is how coolly they get tucked inside, which is very, very neat. Press this button again and the window comes down. Let's take it up and then pull it again, then the blinds come up again, and it's the same case there. I can control it from here itself. So another boss feature done really well by Mercedes-Benz. This is the massive screen here. Again, these are lights you can control from here. The speakers are mounted on the top, and it just gives a very good limousine feel that you don't see in any of its rivals. The S-Class of course has this doing its thing of its own, while its closest competitor, the BMW 7 Series, also does things on in their own fashion, and both are equally good if you ask me, but that's a story for another day, how I would sum it up. You can unlock the car from here as well, so that's also great. As you can see, the ambient lighting is just spot on. They put a thread inside and then they put they put a plastic piece on it, and it looks very smoky, very nice. And it's also an adaptive ambient light, so if you're opening the door and somebody's coming from behind, it will flash. And if there is traffic sensed on the rear view over there in the blind spot assist, and when you're taking a turn, that also happens. As you can see, the lights are also changing on their own, so that is great. And as you can see, the best part, the leg space on offer is tremendous. I can keep my legs over there and relax. The seat is fully reclined here, and there's a lot of space on offer. That's the AC vents right there, again also done really well. Of course, there is a lot of comfort on offer. The seats are massage, heat and cooled on all 4 corners, so that works really well in the favor of the S-Class, which how it should be. Some cars in this segment still don't get that, and Mercedes is offering this with the S400d here. And yeah, it's an extremely nice, well appointed cabin. Everything you touch feel is great. There's a lot of space, comfort, features, massage, heating, cooling on offer. Makes the rear seat experience really good. And with a great sound system, very good NVH levels, it's a place to be. Speaking of NVH though, we also know for a fact that there's a bit of tire noise that creeps in, and on the driver end you can hear the engine a bit, but I think we should relish that, because once the electrics take over, we will actually miss that part. But given that S-Class sets a benchmark every time when it comes to ambient noises, traffic noise, road noise, wind noise and engine noise, it could have been a bit better. But all of that settles down once you are above 30 kilometers an hour, so that's not an issue. Obviously, tire noise creeps in after 140, 150 kilometers an hour, so that also should not be an issue, because you'll be legally cruising at 120 kilometers an hour. Or if you're really going for it, then it doesn't really matter. So that's the kind of features list, and everything is on offer. Let me just show you the boot once, and we'll be done with the space and interior part of the S-Class. Of course, it is electric. That's the kind of space you have. That's the massive bar that you see is the toolkit, and India friendly. Thank you so much, Mercedes-Benz India. A spare wheel, which is a space saver. Nevertheless, it's a lifesaver at the same time. And now, let's see how the S-Class drives. So we are finally driving the S-Class 400d, and what is it like to drive? Well, technically it can drive itself as well, because there are ADAS features on offer such as active brake assist, lane keep assist, blind spot assist, steering assist, and other things such as attention assist. And I'm just going through here as well because the list is very long. And it technically can get you out of the lane, get you back in the lane, brake for you, adaptive cruise control is on offer. That also works really well. As you can imagine, now we are on the Mumbai-Pune expressway, and it's shown remarkably very good composure and very good rules in the way how the adaptive cruise control works. We've also now gotten used to it. I wouldn't say that while I was driving the last S-Class, because the ADAS features were not so compatible and with previous cars, and now that almost all the flagship cars that are coming are getting it, so it is almost in line with that. And of course the Mercedes unit works beautifully. Let's talk about this engine. I don't know, this is the 400d, so the 3-liter 6-cylinder engine makes 330 PS of power and 700 Newton meters of torque. I guess Germany has taken their the inspiration from the bullet train of Japan, because this thing just goes like a bullet train. The moment you put your foot on the ground, it just non-stop keeps on pulling till the limiter, 250 kilometers an hour, and you don't need to know whether I did hit the limiter or not. I did, I don't know, but the part is that this engine is an absolute stonker. It feels like a commercial vehicle engine inside a luxury car, which weighs like 6 tons less than that. But this car also weighs 2 tons, so despite that, the performance is absolutely blistering. I was able to keep up with a friend of mine who was driving a very high performance car, and he was surprised that I was just 2 or 3 car lengths away most of the time. So the diesels that we always talk about, this is that diesel. If you just want the CPU and you think it's not valued, it's valued just for this engine, because the power and torque, it's just amazing. 4-wheel drive, gets you traction all the time, so it just keeps on pulling. There's no wheel spin, no drama, no traction loss, no stuttering, nothing. It just keeps on going every time you put the throttle. Of course, in true traditional Mercedes terms, the gearbox is what I find all the time is slightly slow at shifting, whether it's upshift or downshifts at slow speeds or high speeds. It could have been a bit more quicker, and but I think that's the only gripe I have with the powertrain here. Apart from one small more, which is the engine noise. The benchmark is, and of course this car is the benchmark, the engine noise slightly creeps into the cabin below 2000 rpm, and I think that's where most of the time this car also roams around in our city at least. So I think the refinement could have been a tad bit better, but the moment you go above 2000 rpm in any speed, the engine calms down. And like right now we are doing 90 kilometers an hour, and the RPM is at 1400 RPM, and it's still a very good place to be. Road noise also is the same way. It could have been a bit more better, but that is down to the 20-inch wheels, which don't suit our Indian conditions, and the low profile tires. A lower set should help, but then the CPU is what it is. This is what you get, the AMG line with the AMG steering, AMG wheels, and other AMG bits that I told you about. Handling, well, in sport mode, the body control is fantastic. The steering, I'm saying it again, Mercedes is doing steering much better than anybody else in the luxury segment right now. The steering is spot on, lot of feedback, feels very real, and the feedback, and it's light at the same time. It's very easy to use. And yes, I'm coming to the part where the fact that it has rear wheel steering. Rear wheel steering just makes this car a different car altogether. It doesn't feel like an S-Class. The moment I got inside this car, I spent an entire day driving it. I did not feel I was driving an S-Class, of course, apart from the fabulous interior. I was not, if you just put a very basic interior or put a camouflage on it, I won't be able to tell this is an S-Class or an E-Class or even a C-Class, because maneuvering this car is so easy that the drama that is associated with big cars taking 3-point turns and finding it a little bit difficult to drive in the city, that's not there at all. This is an S-Class that you can drive as well, and it's a hassle-free experience. It's a much more easier experience, and that is also a very good thing to have. But the drama that we've been associated with all these years, and even with smaller cars such as the E-Class, which comes without the railway steering, feel a little bit cumbersome to turn. And definitely any car I'm stepping after into this, even my own car, it's going to feel a bit of a hassle. So thank you Mercedes for spoiling us, right or wrong way, I don't know. Brakes, great. Wind noise is well in check. I think the traffic noise is again just like the road noise and the engine noise. It's slightly more than we expected. And now that we are entering a tunnel, you can have a look at the car, how it looks like in the night time. What else can we tell you about driving the S-Class? Well, the engine, we've told you about it. We've told you about its road manners, its NVH, and the way it drives and how easy it is to drive with the rear wheel steering. And we're really impressed with what the driving dynamics have to offer. We're really impressed with the comfort that is on offer. Of course, it is a bit stiff because of the 20-inch wheels. A slightly lower set should help you even more, and that's a story for a different day. But right now, so let's discuss what the ride quality is like, because that is also an important part with the S-Class. And what we noticed is that with these 20-inch low profile tires, the ride quality is good to a very large extent, let's say to slow to medium speeds. But after that, let's say the bumps can be felt a bit. That's down to the 20-inch wheels. With the low profile tires, it's 255/40. Anything below 50 profile is just not suited to our Indian conditions. But this still does a good job of keeping you absolutely comfortable. The best part is that as the speeds increase, right now we are on the expressway. It's not a perfect road in certain areas. It still is managing to give a very good ride quality. The stability coupled with the ride quality gives you a sense of comfort, and I think that's the whole idea behind with the S-Class all the time, that at any given speed you should feel just fine. So the low speed is fine. Somewhere in between it feels not that impressive, but when you go back higher at speeds, it just becomes better. So again, the ride quality is quite well sorted, and the lower spec versions and with the lower the profile of the tires, the better it's going to be. So that is it for the driving part, and we'll now like to sum up how the S-Class is in this 400d disguise. So what is the S-Class here like, and how do we sum it up? Well, we are spending some time with the S400d in the interior, in driving, and I told you we should just buy this car for this engine particularly, because this 3-liter 6-cylinder motor makes 330 bhp and it's a stonker of an engine. It's an engine that if I had the money I would just buy the car for this particular engine, but I will also get a host of technology like you will do, and you will enjoy the technology, you will enjoy the comfort, you will enjoy the S-Class experience. It is comfortable enough, it is refined enough, it's got the technology, it's got a lot of convenience on offer. It's got a lot of going when it comes to tech, lights, design, suspension, driving. The S-Class is now finally feels a car that you can drive and be driven around at the same time, with particularly this CBU model here. And the S-Class as always sums itself up quite well by offering everything possible. This is going to be the car, the technology that is going to trickle down into smaller cars as well from this Mercedes range, and we can't wait to see that as well. For now, the S-Class experience has been fantastic. It could have been better when it comes to refinement, when it comes to pricing in the country right now. With the CBU pricing is definitely not really value, but like I said, either you buy this car for the comfort and technology, or you just buy this car for this engine, because this engine is not coming anytime soon being made in India in this tune, because I don't think that's feasible. It's only feasible when you import it, and that's one of the two reasons I would buy this car if I had that money. And I think that's it. If you still have some questions, put them in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Until then, follow us on social media for everyday updates. Until then, goodbye.